Story tonight, student safety coming to the head of the class. Another school shooting yesterday, this time at a school in Georgia, has districts around the nation and closer to home now taking a closer look at their own security measures. Here now the facts first for you. Police say 20-year-old Michael Brandon walked into McNair Elementary School outside of Atlanta armed with an AK-47 at the time and fired shots. Hundreds of students were quickly evacuated safely and police were able to get him into custody. He's now facing a number of charges, including assault and making terroristic threats. Everyone breathing a big sigh of relief that this situation ended peacefully compared to the deadly Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings last December. That, of course, when a gunman killed 26 people, mostly children, and injured more than a dozen others. The massacre was a game changer to schools around the country and even several in the capital region. Craig Smith is live from Schenectady High School now to bring us more on our top story. Craig?
Hi, Dory. Well, like most school superintendents across the country, the one here in Schenectady has school security as a top priority. He had praise for the way those tense moments in Georgia were handled yesterday, and he pointed out that no matter what schools do to stay secure, it's important that people remember what a school's chief function is.
Larry Spring says one of the most effective links in a safety plan, human instinct, can also be the weakest.
There are things that I think are human reflexes that can become problematic, and holding the door for someone who's coming in behind you is a very natural human reflex. That's what we do in civilized societies, and so when somebody's hustling behind you to get the door, and if you pull it shut behind you, boy, that feels like you're being really rude.
That's something families may have to get used to this year in the Burnt Hills Ballston Lake District. This outside door will be open during school hours, but the inside door will be locked until whomever's going in gets clearance. Superintendent Patrick McGrath says from now on, a school employee will demand ID and issue a visitor's pass.
And then the physical changes that need to happen to some of the buildings that just in the past tended to be more open, and you're trying to find that balance between still being an open, inviting place, but at the same time not so open that people can be in the building and then you don't know that they're there.
A spokeswoman for the Albany City Schools says the same policy was in place district-wide even before the massacre in Newtown, Connecticut in December. 26 killings that prompted schools everywhere to look again at security while recognizing no plan will cover every contingency.
Nor can you guarantee that nothing bad will ever happen. And this is the situation where if somebody is bound and determined to make something bad happen, they're going to be able to do those things. But you have to keep in mind, the goal is not to create a school that is a maximum security prison and could withstand that.
The school superintendent for Troy Schools wasn't available to talk about this today. Spring was telling me that he considers school security to be a never-ending process, whether it's updating new locks or trying to get more cameras in place, or just having a discussion from time to time about how many different events can reasonably be handled. Now, in Burnt Hills, Ballston Lake, I know one thing that they're working on there, some of the physical changes they're working on, is at the Stevens Elementary School. There's at least one entrance there where you walk through the door and there's immediately a staircase, far, far away from an office where anyone would see you walk in. All the entrances at the school like that, where that old construction's in place, is going to be updated, so it's much more visible. There's an actual entrance where people have an eye on it. Dory?
Greg, we heard Superintendent Spring there talking about some of these changes, saying, hey, we don't want people to think that we're being rude here, but this is what it has to be. I mean, have they heard any resistance or pushback here from parents yet? Do they expect it?
Well, I think they are expecting it, at least in Burnt Hills they are, where the superintendent there, McGrath, was showing us this new buzz-in system that they have. Now, that's new for that district. It isn't anything new for school security. People will remember they had that system in place in Newtown. But the person who went in there shot the glass out and walked right into the school. But he is expecting that he'll get some remarks, possibly some reaction from parents who aren't used to that in a relatively small school district. There's 3,200 students there. And there are maybe many parents there who are used to showing up for school saying, hey, I'm here, ready to pick up my child. And now they'll be inside a locked vestibule and be asked to show ID. It'll be a lot different.
Yeah, certainly, for sure. All right. Thank you very much, Craig Smith, live in Schenectady tonight.